Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Mancha Manchberry. Thank you for staying with me and thank you for the views. I really appreciate that. Please subscribe and make sure that you click the notification bell and also share this video. I am back and I thought I should share something that was intriguing to me as I do reflection into my life, which is something that I am learning to do, something that is important for us to do. You need to, get to a point where you look back and you're like, ah, actually, I come from there. Yo, I traveled most. Yeah, so today's topic is basically things that I wish I'd known when I was still in my 20s. I'm not that old, but I just, thought I should go back and help the ones that are still in their 20s. Maybe this is something that will open your eyes, and you can choose better than I did previously. So the one thing that I wish I'd known is it is okay not to date even if you're 20. When I turned 20, actually when I was 19 turning 20, I had this thing in my mind. It's like, yo, I've never had a boyfriend. So I then, when I was like going to my first year, I was like, no, man, I can't be that girl that is, I am a late bloomer, but I can't, wait till late to be that oldie bloomer. So yeah, the pressures in the streets is what will put you, in that line where you end up doing certain things because the world's community looks at it as it's a norm. So dating at the ages of early 20s, I wouldn't say it's a wise choice because I find that it is more distracting. I, for one, speaking from experience, dating at that age, I feel like it took much of my time that I could have invested in my career or my personal growth. So we know that when you start dating and you get to a relationship that is pretty serious, where you sort of see yourself with this person in the next 10, 20 years, even past marriage and growing old with the person, you sort of move away from your focus of either education or progressing in career into building their relationship. So when I'm talking about distraction, I mean that you end up putting more of your energy into building this relationship that you don't even know if it's going to work. And it's okay, to build that. But imagine if we can all put that energy into building ourselves. It's not for everyone, but it's something that I wish I knew. No, if I had a bigger sister, they should have told me that, or a bigger brother, they should have told me that, look, you don't have to do that. You can have a boyfriend, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to, put all your eggs of energy into this basket of a relationship. So yeah, certain things that I look back and I'm like, I couldn't move to another province. Say if I was afforded an opportunity to come work in Cape Town, I'd think about your long-term relationship, long distance, that might affect the relationship, of which if I was single at that point, I'd probably have even traveled the world as much as I could. I mean, currently we have so many opportunities overseas that are offering good currency compared to South Africa. People are out there teaching in China and things like that. Yes, there is disadvantages to it, but all I'm trying to say here is there are other opportunities that you might miss when you are in a relationship at early stages or early years of your 20s, or after you've graduated or while you are still studying. So I'm going to say, as a big sister, look, I have learned. I am okay where I am right now. But if I'd known better than today, I would have probably waited a little bit more when I was matured, or when you already have acquired certain things of your interest, or you've pursued much of your career. If I'd known better, I'd have waited and I would have, fixed certain things of life. I've developed myself, love myself more, travel, get to know me and the things that I like without, having to always we compromise in relationship, where if you want something that is not so chilly, the partner would be like, don't you want to try this? And you find that it's something that they love and you just have to take along because you're in a relationship. So yeah, I wish I'd known that it is okay to stay single. Don't kill me, but I'm just putting it out there. Sometimes it can be a distraction. The other thing that I wish I'd known besides the dating side is self-care doesn't start when you've got money or when you start working. I wish I'd taken care of myself even more, as in like develop myself, either with career or, you know, building networks with people that are in the same industry as myself, especially people that are in higher ranks, because those are the people that we assume, and it can be true, we assume that because they have more experience and they've been in the industry more, they have more experience and exposure. So I wish I'd known that I can approach those people, and it doesn't necessarily mean that I needed to wait till I graduated when I can contact them. There are other lecturers that, you know, when you're still in university, where you look at them and you're like, wow, he's still young. I mean, there's a marketing lecturer, I'm not going to mention their names, marketing lecture, that I looked at and was like, he can actually be maybe 6 years older than me, but he's lecturing me, you know. So that for me, it was intriguing, but I didn't know that it is okay to actually go approach them, talk to them, find out what they love about the industry and what made them choose the field and things like that, and how you can grow yourself, the things that you can start doing while you're still learning, and that would build you. It builds you and it makes you be more interested in where you are, and sometimes it even helps you to determine if you are there, because sometimes people take the last course available. So you go to university and you take that course that is available and not necessarily something that you qualified for. So that I wish I had known, and now that I know, I'm going to start implementing it. Even now in my 30s, I'm like, damn, I'm still not doing that. And it's because I didn't sit back and reflect. Third thing or fourth thing that I wish I'd known in my 20s is you need to learn saving while you're still young. That is a habit that we build from them. And I'm saying in my 20s because unfortunately the years of teenage life, I wasn't more exposed to, you know, the ability to save. Maybe I was doing it, but I didn't understand it because I was in boarding school. So whatever they gave us to eat, that was enough for me. And my parents wouldn't give us pocket money as much because everything was catered for where we were staying. So I didn't get that opportunity of holding money in hands and be like, I'm saving. You know, they gave me 20 rands, I'm gonna put 5 rands on the side. So it became a very hard pill to swallow now in my 30s, where I'm like, damn, if I'd known this earlier, I would have, you know, chosen a better way of dealing or handling with money. So there are certain habits that we inherit because we don't know about finances. For instance, you just get told that, look, for you to qualify to buy a car, you need to have some sort of credit. And they don't tell you the type of credit that you have to go for. Unfortunately, by the time you realize that you were not aware, you might find that you have a credit card, you have a car loan, you've got, you know, other kind of credits that you now have to deal with paying them back. So that is another thing that I wish I'd known, and I wish you can pay more attention into. I mean, do some kind of research, read a little bit about basics on finances and how to, you know, run away from credit, or knowing what the good and the bad credit is. So finances, I wish someone had taught me a little bit about the basics of it when I was still in my 20s, because girl, I would be far. I sit here and I'm like, yo, if I'd not done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for this kind of reason, I would be far. But yeah, it's one of those things that we live to tell now. We learn from experiences, and I'm happy to share with you. So yeah, there's other things that we can share, such as you do not need to fit in. So fitting in is something that when you are in your 20s, you sort of start looking at other people and how they behave. There's parties going around, people would go to clubs and things like that. You don't have to fit in. If you want to fit in something that relates to you, something that you enjoy and it builds you as well. And it might be something that reflects. When we're saying building you, I don't necessarily mean that we always have to look out for things that are going to encourage us to do something better and whatnot. But I mean building you as in like understanding the things that would make you relax, for instance, things that will make you, you know, calm your nerves, or things that will get you excited when your mood is low. And you know, I know you getting my drift now. So there is that thing when you are in your 20s. I remember there's this other friend of mine, not mentioning names, but we were so close to a point that I learned from him that there's a thing called a booty call. Okay, I've got so many guy friends, so you're not going to guess and get the right one. But yeah, that was the thing. And to me, I was like, friend, it looks like when you were exposed to this thing and now you're feeling like it's something that you need to do. You don't have to do that. And especially that you told me you have someone that is special. Imagine you are saying you've got someone that is special, but you're still fooling around. And to a point that because we used to, visit each other, and I would feel free to even sleep over at his place. And for me, it was like, because I'm a girl, if you feel like you want to sleep over, you can. But you know how guys are. They'll be like, no, it's fine. I'll drive even if like after hours. But it's that if you want to fit in, you end up doing things that don't align with you. And it's things that are foreign to you. And you're like, why did I do that? So do not try to fit in. Do things. You can create your own circle. I mean, I had my own circle in university, but unfortunately it wasn't a circle that we are together now, which is another thing that, not all the friends that you get to meet are going to be your friends for life, but there are certain things that you learn from them. So fitting in, you don't have to. Don't break your leg trying to fit in. Don't try call your mother and be like, yo, there's this new trend and I want to, fit in by getting maybe a sweater jacket or sneakers and whatnot. Stick to your lane. Live life the way you can afford to live it. And if people don't like you for that, then those are the people that you're not supposed to be associated with. And you don't have to feel the pressure of people eating or buying meals every day at varsity. If you have to come how your lunch box, bring it and eat it, and you'll eat food that will sustain you, food that will give you energy for the day. So be careful not to try and fit in, because I learned the hard way. I was trying to fit in. I was like, no, this thing is very difficult to maintain. So caution there when you get to it. And love yourself, man. You just need to love yourself. And in loving yourself, it allows you to explore. I know when we grow up, we tend to, adapt more to things that we are aware of, like things that we've been exposed to. But allow yourself to learn. And in that saying, I mean, you need to be clever enough to say yes to things that you're going to learn certain things after. If someone invites you over and say, look, we're having a movie night, and you've never been to a movie night date, go there, see how it is, and you will know tomorrow what this one, it's not my kind of thing. I'm not gonna do that. There's people who'd invite me to a lot of things, guys. I think that's why some of the friendship didn't work, because they would invite me to a club and I'd be like, no, now when I'm seeing you, my mother will kill me. If she finds out that I went to a club, and then automatically I'll start having these things, everything that I think would go wrong. Like, imagine I go there and this happens, how I'm gonna explain this. But now I'm like, at my early 20s, that's where I was supposed to do those things, because that's where you are able to now choose what falls in your fields, what falls in your environment that is more accepting of who you are, or things that you are more comfortable in doing. So by that saying, there are so many things that I can put out there, but these are the few ones that I felt like, no, I need to put them out there because I have learned. And now when I look back, I'm like, if I'd done this, I'd probably be able to go around and solving this kind of a problem. So don't limit yourself, but also don't try so much to fit in. Be a trendsetter. It's fine, because that it means that you are being true to yourself, and people will start looking at you in a way of, oh, this is the girl and she's like that. So it is okay to explore and to say yes to some things, new things that you haven't done before. But also remember, you don't have to do those things under pressure. You have to do them because you're willing to do them. And yes, if at that point you feel like you don't want to go to a certain party, or you don't want to go to any thing that people are inviting you to go and explore, it is also okay. And one last thing before I go, which it haunts a lot of us even when we grow. This is when you are in university, college, you call it, after your matric and you start going to the next higher education. There's this thing where they tell you that you need to offer your free services in order to gain experience. This is one thing I wish someone told me, that offering yourself to gain more experience in your field. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have, to put yourself there over sporo, where everyone comes on top of you. Because at the end of the day, it comes to a point where you lose your self-confidence and you sort of feel like you haven't gained enough experience to step up the ladder. So when you go there and they tell you that you need to gain experience, this is one thing that if I was told, I would do it. And now, as a big sister, I'm saying this to you. One, while you are still studying, even if it's in your first year, you need to start showing interest in the field that you're studying. Start inquiring about the type of employment you'll get with the qualification you're working in, and also just browse around and see if you will be able to get employed, because we know there are some courses that we are just registering for them, but people don't get employed. And being people with faith, we still hope and believe that one day we'll also be people that get employed in the same field. So what I can offer now is just my experience, and you look into it and you see if that wouldn't change the way your life is going to turn out to be. So go out and show interest in the same field that you are in. If you are in the finance sector, for example, if you are studying something to do with finance, don't wait to do your articles when you are closer to finishing your course. I mean, start following someone. Go to people that are already in the industry. Let them show you the ropes around. Get to understand what happens when you are on the job. Theory in the classroom, it is different to when you're doing a practical thing when you are employed. I know. They taught me to a plan, and today I'm like, yo, what they taught me at that point, I think I was just doing it to get good marks and pass, and that was it. But now I can now connect it to, why do I need to use it? What is the impact? I just got excited to share this because it's a healing platform, and I learn from it. And it's something that even if we are older now, we can still implement. It doesn't mean it's over. It doesn't mean that because we didn't do it right then, now we can't fix it. We are fixing it, but we are also saying to you, fix it, Luena, now. Rofa, the step, the guides. You need to pick what you can pick, so that you don't get in trouble. Thank you for watching, and I hope that I'll see you again on the next one. Please subscribe and tell people about this platform. Comment below and tell me the things that you wish you knew when you were young. I love you. Bye.